الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear sweet Islamic brothers and viewers of social media, let's recite Durood and Salam upon the beloved and blessed Prophet Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulullah وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. نويت سنة الإعتكاف. Excellence of reciting Durood and Salam, the Holy Rasul Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam has stated, whoever recites Durood upon me 100 times, Allah Azza wa Jal will write metaphorically between his eyes that this person is free from hypocrisy and the fire of hell. And Allah Azza wa Jal will keep him with the martyrs on the day of judgment. Sallu ala al-Habib Sallallahu Ta'ala ala Muhammad Sallallahu Alayhi Wasallam. Alhamdulillah, my dear Islam brothers, just before I start the topic regarding Sunnah al-Ithikaf, the 10 days, Alhamdulillah, here in Fazani Medina in Halifax today, on the 11th of April, if the brothers who will be sitting Ithikaf can arrive before Salatul Magrib, they can read the Salah here, Salatul Asr, and inshallah Azza wa Jal, and make the intention. We will learn about the intentions as well of Ithikaf, which is important. If you don't make the intentions and if you don't come on time, then the 10-day Sunnat al-Ithikaf will not be valid. So let's listen to Fazani Sunnat on page 710. It is mentioned definition of Ithikaf. What is Ithikaf? Ithikaf implies staying in the masjid with the intention of Ithikaf for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. Sanity and purity from janabat, major impurities, are a condition for Muslim. Further, purity from menses and postnatal bleeding is also a condition for women. Puberty is not a condition. If a sane child remains in the masjid with the intention of Ithikaf, his Ithikaf will be also valid. The literal meaning of Ithikaf. The literal meaning of Ithikaf is to keep staying somewhere. In other words, a muttaqif persistently remains in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal to worship Him. His sole aim is to please Allah Azza wa Jal. Sayyidina Ata Khurasani Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayhi has said, a muttaqif is like a person who comes in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal and says, O Allah Almighty, my glorious Rabb Azza wa Jal, I won't leave until you forgive me. There are 3 types of Ithikaf. Number 1 is wajib, and number 2 sunnah, and number 3 nafal. The wajib Ithikaf, if a vow is made to perform Ithikaf by saying the words, for example, I will do Ithikaf on such and such day or so many days for Allah Azza wa Jal, it will become wajib for him to do Ithikaf for the number of days mentioned in the vow. It is particularly important that whenever any sort of vow is made, pronouncing it verbally is a condition. Just making intention for a vow in the heart without pronouncing it verbally is insufficient, and fulfilling such a vow is not wajib either. Now we're going to talk about Sunnah Ithikaf. Men have to perform Sunnah, men have to perform Ithikaf of vow in a masjid, whereas women must perform it in the masjid of their homes called Masjid-e-Bait. Fast is also a condition for such an Ithikaf. Ithikaf in the last 10 days of Ramadan is Sunnatul Muqadda, Alal Kafaya. This implies that if any one person from the whole city does Ithikaf, it will be sufficient for everyone in the city. If nobody did it, then everyone is blameworthy. In this Ithikaf, it is necessary to get to the masjid with the intention of Ithikaf before the sun sets on the 20th of Ramadan. So 20th is today, and stay there until the crescent of Shawwal appears on the 29th or the sunset on the 30th. If someone enters the masjid after the sunset on 20th of Ramadan, the Sunnat al-Muqadda of Ithikaf will be remained unfulfilled. Further, even if he entered the masjid before the sunset but forgot to make the intention, e.g. there was no intention in the heart at all, still the Sunnat al-Muqadda of Ithikaf will remain unfulfilled. If he makes the intention after the sunset, it will be a Nafil Ithikaf. It will be no longer a Sunnat al-Ithikaf anymore. The intention of the heart is sufficient. Pronouncing it verbally is not a condition. However, it is better to pronounce it verbally provided that the intention is present in the heart. Now make the intention for Ithikaf in these words. So when the brothers will come inshaAllah for the Ithikaf this evening after Salat al-Asr, I intend to do Sunnat al-Ithikaf in the last 10 days of Ramadan for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. Now we're going to talk about Nafil Ithikaf. Apart from the Ithikaf of vow or Sunnat al-Muqadda or any other type of Ithikaf is Nafil. And Sunnat al-Ghair Muqadda, fasting is not a condition in this Ithikaf. And there is no time limit for it either. Whenever you enter a masjid, make the intention of Ithikaf. You will earn the reward for Ithikaf for as long as you remain in the masjid. Regardless of whether or not you perform any good deed, such as reciting invocations or offering any Salah, as soon as you exit the masjid, this Ithikaf will end. So we're talking about the Nafil Ithikaf. Ala Hazrat Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayhi has stated, the fatwa is that fasting is not a condition for Nafil Ithikaf. If can be done even for a single moment, you should make the intention of Ithikaf as soon as you enter the masjid. You will attain the reward of offering Salah as well as that of waiting for Salah, in addition to the reward of Ithikaf for as long as you stay in the masjid. He Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayhi has further stated, whenever you enter a masjid, make the intention of Ithikaf. You will get the reward for Ithikaf as long as you are in the masjid. For each breath you take, you'll be rewarded insha'Allah Azza wa Jalla. So making the intention of Ithikaf isn't difficult. Intention refers to the intention of the heart, the willingness of heart to do something. It is sufficient to make an intention in the heart like, I intend to perform the Sunnah of Ithikaf. To utter these words verbally along with the intention of the heart is better. One can also utter it in one's own language, saying it in Arabic is better. If possible, learn the following Arabic intention as mentioned in part 2 of Al-Mulfazat, page 272. Now we all know this, we hear it in the Iqamat, just before the Iqamat is recited, Nawaitu Sunnatal I'tikaf. Okay, and the translation of this, I intend to fulfill the Sunnah of Ithikaf. If one enters the blessed Masjid al-Nabawi through its old and famous gate called Babur Rahman, you will find a pillar on front with a clear inscription of these words, Nawaitu Sunnatal I'tikaf, from the ancient times. So dear Islamic brothers, while making an intention for any form of worship such as Salah, fasting, Ihram, Tawaf of the Holy Kaaba, it is necessary to understand the meaning of the words of the intention. As the intention of the heart is indeed a valid intention, and one can be able to make the intention in one's heart only when he understands its meaning. If he verbally utters the Arabic intention or reads it from the book unattentively whilst thinking about something else without having the intention in the heart, such a verbal intention will be invalid. So when a person enters a masjid and says, Nawaitu Sunnatal I'tikaf, he must also make intention in his heart that he is intending to do I'tikaf. Remember that this isn't the I'tikaf of the last 10 days of Ramadan. It is a Nafil I'tikaf, and therefore can be done for even a single moment. This itikaf will end as soon as one exits the masjid. So my dear Islam brothers, as you've joined, mashallah, you've come to the masjid. Before you enter with your right foot and reciting Allahumma ftahli abwaba rahmatik. Also make the intention of nawaitu sunnatan i'tikaf. And practice this constantly. And inshallah you'll be able to sleep, eat and drink. Otherwise it is not permissible to eat, sleep and drink in the masjid. But when you make the nafli i'tikaf, then inshallah you are able to do these things. ठीक है? Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Jazallahu anna Muhammadan ma huwa ahlu. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, accept our Salat al-Zuhr. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, this short reminder regarding the muttaqif Islamic brothers that will be sitting itikaf this evening to arrive before Magrib. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, give us ability to make intention. Give our youngsters that are not attending school, if they're in the school holidays, give them the ability to come and sit itikaf for the last 10 days. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, bless them with true knowledge of Islam. Enlighten their hearts. Give them the love of masajids. Give them the love of performing salah. Give them the love of reciting the glorious Quran and sending durood and salam. Bless our Muslim brothers and sisters around the globe, especially in Pakistan, Kashmir, Palestine, Bayt al-Maqaddas, Masjid al-Aqsa, Syria, Yemen, Burma, Iraq, those who are suffering from calamities and oppression. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, for the sake of Rasulullah, for the sake of Ramadan, remove this oppression and raise the flag of Islam and disgrace the enemies of Islam. O Allah Azza wa Jal, accept the supplication and du'as of the Hazreen in Majlis. Today, Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, after Salat al-Maghrib will be the 21st. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, grant us Laylatul Qadr. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, in this blessed night, accept all our supplications and forgive our major minor sins. Remove all the calamities and give us closeness to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bless our mothers, our wives, our children. Grant them a long and pious life and protect their iman. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, those who have requested for du'as and supplications, for the sake of Karbala, accept all their sincere du'as and supplications. Sallallahu ala nabiyyil ummi wa alihi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salatan wa salaman alayki ya Rasulullah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.